Hello, everyone. I'm Grandmaster Jesse Bowen with the American Martial Arts Alliance Foundation and Elite Publications. As we mourn the loss of Grandmaster Chuck Norris, we wanted to go back through our archives and share with you the 2020 tribute to Grandmaster Chuck Norris in the Martial Arts Masters and Pioneers biography book. Many great martial artists spoke great things about a great man, and we wanted to share with you just a brief overview of some of the things that were said about Grandmaster Chuck Norris in this tribute. It was actually our first online event that we actually hosted. The co-host of the program was Grandmaster John Chung. So sit back, relax, and watch how this legacy, this man, the myth, Grandmaster Chuck Norris, how his legacy back 6 years ago and what it was doing in the martial arts world and the people it was impacting.
Say you can judge a man's leadership by the good people that follow him, and so that's a testament to Chuck Norris's leadership because of all the great people that have been behind him. I'm going to tell you now about Reggie Cochran. Reggie is like a Renaissance man. He's been a friend of Chuck Norris for many, many years. He's been a student for many years. He's a partner with Chuck and Gina Norris in some of their business operations. He has his own professional mentor alliance group where he helps business people all over the country from various kinds of businesses. He's been an author. He's co-authored books with Bill Gates and with Donald Trump, among others. So Reggie Cochran is a guy like Chuck Norris who just gives back to others. This is Reggie Cochran.
Wow, how do you pay tribute to Grandmaster Chuck Norris? Well, I think 3 words describe him the best, and that's the man, the myth, and the legend. Chuck Norris, the man, is a loving, devoted son, brother, husband, and father. He's a mentor to many who's continually giving back through organizations like his Kickstart Kids Foundation, his United Fighting Arts Federation, and other organizations like Make-A-Wish. And then there's the myth. We've all heard the Chuck Norris facts, things that only Chuck Norris can do, like Chuck Norris can unscramble an egg. Chuck Norris can strangle you with a cordless phone. And Chuck Norris has even counted to infinity twice. Well, he recently told me it's now 3 times, and the list goes on. And then there's Chuck Norris, the legend. Many know him as Walker, Texas Ranger. Others know him for his many movie roles. But way before that, there was Chuck Norris, the world champion fighter and master instructor. Because of Grandmaster Chuck Norris, millions of people around the world know the benefits of martial arts training. He's helped people become better fighters, better athletes, but more importantly, better people. Mr. Norris, it's been more than an honor to be able to call you my friend, my instructor, and a business partner. And on behalf of myself and those millions of people around the world, I just want to say thank you so very much. And I pray that God continues to bless you and your family in every great thing you do. This is an honor to be here, and it's an honor to know you, sir. God bless.
It's my privilege to introduce a great martial artist, businessman, family man, who is also the president of Chuck Norris's United Fighting Arts Federation, Mr. Ken Gallagher.
Hello everyone, I'm Ken Gallagher, president of the United Fighting Arts Federation, founded by Grandmaster Chuck Norris. It is a real honor to be able to talk about Grandmaster Norris today, the Grandmaster of our art, my mentor, and more important to me than anything, my friend. Grandmaster Norris is one of the greatest individuals I've ever met in my life, and I'd like to tell you about the first time I ever saw him. I was a junior in high school at Redondo Beach High School in Redondo Beach, California. And I had the opportunity to be sitting in an assembly, and all of a sudden, this karate school came in, and it was Grandmaster Norris's karate studio. And they put on a demonstration that mesmerized me. It was an amazing thing for me to watch. But the part that really struck me the most was at the very end. As I watched Grandmaster Norris, he set 5 people around him, and they were all holding boards. And in one swirl, to this very day, I cannot remember actually hearing one distinct crack, break of those boards. It was a swirl, and they were all broke. And then he jumped over 4 individuals, kneeling down, and he jumped over 4 individuals and broke 4 boards with a flying sidekick. At that particular time in my life, I was involved in a Kung Fu art. But when I watched Grandmaster Norris that day, I said to myself, someday I will train with Grandmaster Norris. Someday I will receive my black belt from him. Many of you know Mr. Norris primarily in 2 categories. One, as one of the greatest competitors ever in the history of the martial arts. He's in the Black Belt Hall of Fame for fighting. He's in the Black Belt Hall of Fame for teaching. He's in the Black Belt Hall of Fame for Man of the Year. And one of the other ways that you know him, of course, is as an actor. He did so much for the martial arts through his acting career. Most of you probably know him as Walker, Texas Ranger. Well, I'd like to tell you a little bit extra about Grandmaster Norris. Carl Sandburg, in his biography of Abraham Lincoln, described him as an individual as velvet and steel. The Grandmaster Norris that I know is a man just like that, of velvet and steel. He's velvet when he comes to dealing with other individuals. He's kind, he's considerate, he always looks out for other people's best interests. It's just the individual he is. He's a family man. He's a man that loves his family, his God, and his country. But then there is Grandmaster Norris, the steel side of it. That is the man that when he sets a goal to become a world champion, to become a great instructor, to become an actor and spread a message, he fulfills that goal no matter what. When it comes to his beliefs, he is a man of steel. When it comes to his integrity, he is a man of steel. Grandmaster Norris, I would like to thank you in behalf of the United Fighting Arts Federation, in behalf of the entire martial arts community, and in behalf of America and the world, for all you are and all you do. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to congratulate Chuck Norris on his Golden Lifetime Achievement Award from the AMAA, that's the American Martial Arts Alliance. Jesse Bowen's Who's Who in the Martial Arts for Chuck Norris's lifetime achievements. You know, to say he has done a lot of lifetime achievements. He's done 10 lifetime achievements. He's done so much. It's just so hard to recall everything. I just want to take a few minutes and talk about when I first saw him back at 66 and 67 at the Ed Parker's Long Beach International Championships, and you know, he was fighting some of the greats. He was fighting Alan Steen and Joe Louis, and you know, that international was his home tournament there. You know, Alan Steen won it that first year they fought, but after that, I think he won it 3 or 4 more times after that. And it was always that term, and I was just a green belt in 66 and 67 when I got to go to California and compete as an underbelt. But I was setting it as a goal. When I saw Chuck win that championship and Alan Steen win that championship, it's one that I always wanted to win, and I finally did back in 1974, finally won the Grand to be along with those guys. But the things that Chuck has accomplished, not just that international championships, but the many championships that he won after that, and his abilities in the ring were equaled with his abilities outside the ring. You know, there's been a lot of martial arts that were champions and won a lot of awards, and you know, not as many as Chuck, but have won a lot of awards, but very few people have done what he's done outside the ring. And I don't know anybody that I can recall that has done the multitude of things that he has accomplished. you know, not only was he the competitor, and then flash forward after that, and then he became the big coach. You know, he had his black belts were winning all the national tournaments, and unfortunately, those are the ones I had to compete against. So I had to go head to head with Darnell Garcia and John Natividad and Howard Jackson, and we had some epic battles over the years. We had some epic battles with our Junior Washington team versus his Chuck Norris team. You know, in 1968, I even got to go out as a brown belt on Alan Steen's Texas team and fight Chuck Norris's brown belt team that was, you know, some of the superstars of the future. And we competed all together, and that was an epic battle, and another chance that I got to see Chuck after that. So, you know, so he was the competitor, he was the coach and instructor. He then became school owner and had a multitude of schools. He was one of the largest school operations in the country, and had schools all over the country with his black belts. You know, that wasn't enough for him. He then had to, you know, with some of his students, Steve McQueen and some of the other people that he was teaching, got him into the movies. And then he became a movie star. As if that wasn't enough, then he had to go on and become a TV star with this Walker Texas Ranger. And, you know, and Chuck was always wanting to give back. So he started, you know, President Bush and him asked me to come to California and bring my students. That I had a California school there. Wanted me to bring my students and do a demonstration at their big Kick Drugs Out of America rally. And that was back in 1990. And then he went from the Kick Drugs Out of America with George Bush's help and started his foundation, which was the beginning of his his Kickstart Kids program, where he was helping kids in school. And I was honored that he asked me to go down and meet with the school board in Houston in 1990 with one of his people, that was Lloyd Ford, Miss Lloyd Ford. And we went down with Chuck and met with the school board, and they selected the high schools, and that was the nucleus that started off that a Kickstart Kids program that is still going today and is so successful. You know, and again, that wasn't enough. Now he decided that he wanted to do a city versus city, and did a World Combat League, and was on TV for a number of years, and developed some great champions and some great fans out there that became very popular, you know, on the circuit. And then, you know, to keep in shape, he had his Total Gym, and that to this day is still one of the biggest seller fitness machines of all time, and he still has that going. You know, not only has he been on the cover of every martial arts magazine, but he was even on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, and he really got me inspired. I think it was his 60th, he was 60 or his 60th birthday around that time when he was on the cover, and he was in such great shape, and he was almost 10 years older than me. So when I saw him, he was in much better shape than I was, and you know, he was my senior. So I said, I've got to start working out even harder. So he motivated me to really get back in the gym and start working out, and it really made an impact on my life, and I really realized that you can stay in shape as you get older. You know, at 50, I was kind of thinking I was on the downside of that conditioning, but he really opened my eyes. And, you know, he just recently celebrated his 80th birthday a couple months ago, back in March of 2020. So I want to congratulate him on that. He's still in the best shape of any 80-year-old. I mean, people see him and he still looks like he's 30 years old. He has the body of a 30-year-old, and so he has great fitness. So I just wanted to congratulate him on his whole UFAF association. That's the United Fighting Arts Federation that he has with all of his black belts. And I had the privilege of going out and watching their world championships and watching their testing, and I was very impressed with his quality of black belts and students. So these are just some of the things. Chuck has really done it all, and congratulations to him. And Gina, I know, has been a big force in helping him in these years develop all that stuff and keep the energy going. Keep that energy going. So congratulations on 5 lifetime achievements that you've developed, and hope to see you again in the near future. Again, congratulations.
Wow, what a great tribute, and what a great opportunity it was for Jeff Smith to have spent all of those special moments through all of those special years right there alongside Chuck Norris. I missed a lot of that Texas-California history that those two heroes of mine experienced together, but I watched it on Super 8mm film from our first studio in Atlanta, and I decided that I wanted to be able to compete like Chuck Norris, like Alan Steen, like Joe Louis. So I took a solo trip to New York to spread my southern wings, which is coincidentally where I met Jeff Smith just a few years later, and lo and behold, it was a God wink as I had a chance to meet Chuck Norris on that very first trip to Madison Square Garden. Chuck, of course, won that tournament, and he also graciously invited me to Los Angeles. It took a few years for me to get there, but once I made it, my experiences in the Chuck Norris system also inspired me. It really does make you wonder how many people Chuck Norris motivated and inspired over these years, and I know it literally has to be in the tens of millions around the world, not counting just the people that he actually met in person, but all the people that watched him from afar. Heck, he's got 6,241,928 followers on Facebook alone. It had taken me 4 years to get to California for training to take Chuck up on his invitation, and he had already gotten into the film world. And he was kind enough to turn me over to Pat Johnson, who was then his senior instructor in the studios, and Pat immediately became my mentor in the ways of the Chuck Norris system. My competitive skills doubled literally in 1 year. They were the best teachers you could ever be around. And all of that had an impact right after that on the Battle of Atlanta as well, as Chuck was kind enough to come to our first Southeast Karate Association meeting and bring many of his friends from the West Coast, including Pat Johnson, Bob Wall, Mike Stone, Tadashi Yamashita, and all of his great fighters as well to the Battle of Atlanta. Chuck sat ringside with us at many of our great fights, from Karate Mania to all the fights on ESPN and Showtime. In fact, he sat in with me as the expert analyst on our Showtime events at Cedars Tahoe with Dennis Alexio against Jerry Rome. Suffice it to say that Chuck, all of his people from the Chuck Norris system, from UFAF and from Kickstart, have made such an impact on so many of us around the world, and I am certainly one of those. Thank you so much, my friend, and Grandmaster Chuck Norris.
I've known Chuck Norris for a very, very, very long time. Probably the best thing that he ever did for me, and I appreciate this from the bottom of my heart, is in 1976, I was defending my title in Las Vegas, Nevada. I had gone there to defend my title against Jimmy Colas, and I did not have a corner man. And Chuck comes up and says, "Hi, Bill, how are you doing? Good luck." And I says, "I'm fine. By the way, I don't have a corner man. Would you help me?" He says, "I would be glad to help you." And while we were there, I'm talking to him, Joe Louis shows up, and Mike Stone shows up. So all three of those guys were in my corner. But I thank Chuck Norris from the bottom of my heart, because he got us all together. And, you know, if you think about this, what would happen if I would have lost? Those three guys, along with everybody else, if I'd have gone back to my corner, I'd have had the shit beat out of me. But Chuck Norris, Joe Louis, and Mike Stone helped me so very much, and I got lucky. And then in 1980, when I'm doing the fight against Ray McCallum, Chuck Norris again helped me in my corner in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And then for some silly reason, he asked me in 1978 to do a film with him called The Force of One. I got to be the bad guy. But I had an absolute blast, and I really, really had a blast with Chuck Norris. He's a very good friend of mine. I would do the world for him. Chuck, thank you very, very, very much. And happy birthday. Take care.
I'm Grandmaster Dennis Brown, and I'm honored to have been asked by the Sports Martial Arts Hall of Fame to say a few words about the great Chuck Norris, my good friend. And I think I can say that because in my generation, everybody kind of thought that Chuck Norris was their personal friend, whether you saw him in the movies or on the screen, or whether you saw his TV shows, you were just so proud to realize that there was an American martial artist out there representing us at that level. His personality stood out. You always felt like he represented the art well, because you never heard anything crazy about Chuck. He was always out there doing the right things and again, making us proud of the art of martial arts. Whether you ran into him at a banquet, he was always ready to shake your hand. I remember the last time that I saw him, I went to a theater with him to see his last movie and got a chance to sit with him, and he treated us just like, I mean, he was the great Chuck Norris, but even then he treated us like family. Guys, I'm just honored to be able to say, congratulations, Chuck.
Hello, my name is Anchi John Terrien from Ottawa, Canada, and I am so honored and so proud to wish Grandmaster Chuck Norris a happy milestone birthday. But I want to specifically thank you for all the great work that you've done in your lifetime to help the martial arts and humanity. May God bless you with many, many more happy and healthy birthday. Keep on kicking, my friend.
Superb. My name is Shaniv Terrio, the Iceman. I met you a couple of times over the years. As you well know, and everybody knows, we all have people that we look up to. And one of the things that I want to say is I have found you very gracious, always very gracious and poised. And when I grow up, I want to be just like you. Happy birthday, sir.
Hi, I'm George Minshew, and I was given the easiest task in the world. Make a tribute video of someone that I've long known and admired. If someone gave me a Big Chief tablet and a number 2 pencil and asked me to make a list of those who I thought would make great martial arts role models for adults and children, I thought of what that would entail. So I started thinking of some of the qualities that I'd be looking for. Real martial arts skills, success in their chosen field, competitor, teacher, school owner, or entertainment industry. Not everyone can be a world champion, but it helps. A true gentleman, one who makes you feel as if you're the most important person in the world to them at that moment. Someone who gives back to the martial arts more than they received from it. Someone who walks the walk, not just talks the talk. Here is my list. Chuck Norris is inordinately linked to Texas and the Southwest U.S. He has formed bonds for over 50 years with those who pioneered the martial arts in this area. Pat Burleson, Alan Steen, Ed Daniels, Skipper Mullins, Roy Corbin, even some new young guns like Jamie Cashin. I'm blessed to be on that list. When Chuck bought his ranch in Texas, he asked me to ride with him and see it for the first time. His foundation provides martial arts teachers in public schools at no cost to the kids or the schools. This was started and is thriving in Texas. And of course, we all know about the best television series ever, Walker, Texas Ranger. And remember, there are not any Chuck Norris jokes, just Chuck Norris facts.
Hello, my name is Walter Anderson, and I'm here because I've been a lifelong close friend of a champion named Joe Louis. And some of you may remember the monumental battles that occurred in the 60s and 70s between Joe and Chuck and many of the great champions of that time. And you learned something about another person facing them across the mat. And Joe and I were friends since we were Marines together in Vietnam and foxhole buddies. And Joe told me what he most respected about Chuck Norris was, in order, his athleticism, his courage, his skill, but most important, his work ethic, because Joe understood you don't become a champion because you're born a champion. You create it by working hard. Now, Joe appreciated how long and how difficult it was for Chuck Norris to train to be the world-class athlete he was. But there's more to it. Joe respected Chuck for Chuck's willingness to give back, not only to the martial arts, but to the world entire. And, well, frankly, Chuck's kindness. Joe died of brain cancer just a few years ago, and he was in a VA hospital in Pennsylvania. And while there, I visit him, and several friends visit him regularly, like Bill Wallace and Jeff Smith and others. But Chuck Norris chartered a plane to come to visit Joe at the hospital. And what did that mean? It meant the world to Joe. But I'll tell you another story. Joe had a phenomenal early career as a karateka, as many of you would know. And then he retired, did movies and other things, and he decided he was going to try and come back at 40, and it didn't work out well. And a couple of years passed, and I remember him saying to me, you know, it's like nobody remembers or cares about anything that I did. And coincidentally, just about that time, he was called by Chuck Norris, who wanted to have pictures taken together. Someplace, I think it was Oklahoma. And he was so thrilled that Chuck thought he was important enough to do that. Well, of course, Joe was, but it was Chuck's kindness, his seeing another human being. So, Chuck, happy birthday. And on behalf of all of us, thank you.
Hey Chuck, Richard here, sending you this message from Melbourne, Australia. I can't tell you how thrilled I was when I was asked to be a part of this tribute. What a friendship we've had. Remember we met in 1978 when our friend Bob Jones brought you out to Australia, and I was fortunate enough to be demonstrating on the same card. We formed an immediate friendship. You asked me to give you a call if I ever got to California, cut to 1979. I give you a call, you invite me around to the house, and we start training every morning. And then the big part is when you ask me if I would be your nemesis in the movie The Octagon. Well, what an incredible impact that movie has had on the rest of my life. It's a movie career that's going today, and I cannot thank you enough for the opportunity you gave me to get into the entertainment industry. But more important, being best man at my wedding to my beautiful wife Judy, who by the way sends her love from here, from Australia. And it's been a friendship. You're absolutely one of the few role models I have, my friend, with integrity, with your commitment to the martial arts and your leadership. The fact that you invited me a part of UFAP convention since 1980, conducting seminars, and to be a part of such an incredible family of UFAP that you had with your brother Aaron. Again, I can't thank you enough. Your friendship means the world to me. The journey continues. So again, all the very best of love from Australia. And again, congratulations on an incredible career as a martial artist, as a movie star, and as a human being. All the best.
Hi everyone, Jesse Bowen, Jeff Smith, Joe Corley, and John Chung, and all of you there. Thank you so much for the special opportunity to be part of this 2020 Masters and Pioneers publication of the Who's Who in the Martial Arts. Chuck and I are so grateful for all the kind words that have been written about us and our work in the publication. We'd also like to acknowledge our incredible men and women that work within our organizations to make them the best that they are today.
I share the same sentiment as Gina, and would also like to say thank you, Grandmaster Bowen, for creating such a great celebration by bringing the finest martial artists in the world together, and also for the kind words you have shared about us and our work. As all of you know, no matter what fields we've gone into, we are still martial artists and one family. It's been all our personal joy to see the progress by helping others.
Kickstart Kids is our family's personal life mission. To see the opportunities there are for all our kids is something we can all be proud of.
I'm excited to watch the United Fighting Arts Federation continue to grow around the world. Gina and I want to congratulate all of you in the inclusion of this year's Who's Who in the Martial Arts publication. On behalf of our UFAF organization and our Kickstart Kids Foundation, Gina and I thank you for your support and wish you all the very best now and in the future. God bless you all.
God bless you all.
Grandmaster Norris, Gina, all of you at the Norris organizations, you will never know how much you've meant to me in my career. And it's true, tens of thousands of us around the world, and though it is early in the year, we felt this video had some of the pillars of how we felt about you, and we want you to know that we are passing on our greetings to you for all the seasons of your wonderful life. Thank you, and God bless.